Good wishes, dear students. The concept you will be learning in today's class is oxidation number. The definition says oxidation number is a charge assigned to an atom of a molecule or of an ion. So charge assigned, when you say, it may be a positive charge or it may be a negative charge or it may be zero. Positive stands for always, as I told you in the previous class, it stands for donating the electron or sharing the electron or a giving out of electrons. Negative stands for receiving the electron or accepting the electrons. Now when we say zero, that particular element neither accepts the electron nor donates the electron. So I hope you are understanding the concept of oxidation number. It stands for the charge assigned to a particular atom or a molecule or ion here. If it is a positive, it is donating the electron. If it is a negative, it's receiving the electron. Zero, it neither receives nor donates. Now, to learn the concept of oxidation number, certain rules and regulations you need to know or you need to remember. Point number 2. Why are we learning this oxidation number concept? As you have learnt in the previous class, redox reactions, when you say, they undergo both oxidation and reduction. What's the meaning of oxidation you have learnt? Oil, that it stands for losing of electrons. Reduction stands for Rig, that is gaining of electron. So you need to identify which element is losing the electron and which element is receiving the electron. Only then you will be able to finalize whether oxidation has taken place or a reduction has taken place. The concept is very easy provided you are able to remember certain rules and regulations and the tips that is provided. So let's directly move into the concepts given. Rule number 1, charge of free element is always zero, or you can also say charge of the uncombined element, uncombined state of the element. Now what's the meaning of free element or uncombined state? Look at the examples that I have written. Copper, Cu is the representation. Hydrogen, chlorine, boron. These are in their elemental form of writing. So their charge is always equals to zero. I have not written copper sulfate or a water molecule or a sodium chloride or a boric acid. So they are existing in the pure form. Hence they are not combined with anybody. That's the meaning of uncombined state. Their charge is always zero. Clue number 2. Group 1A, that is alkali metals, have got their charge plus 1. All the metals of group 1A, their charge is plus 1. Similarly, group 2A, that is an alkaline earth metals, charge is plus 2. Halogens have got a minus 1 charge. Please do not get yourself confused with the chlorine. Chlorine is also halogen. But chlorine I have written in the elemental form of Cl2. So the charge is 0 here. When I say, for example, Cl, when I write only Cl, it's a halogen with a negative charge here. One more clue, if the halogens are combined with the oxygen, we will have to write to the positive charge for it. So remember, halogens in the elemental state, their charge is 0. And when they are combined with any other element, their charge is minus 1. Apart from if they are combined with the oxygen, the charge will be positive. The next one, hydrogen charge is always plus 1 when it is combined with a non-metal. Hydrogen charge is minus 1 when it is combined with a metal. Example of metal hydride, calcium hydride, sodium hydride, and so on. So most of the time the charge of hydrogen is plus 1. Only you need to identify whether it's bonded with a metal or a non-metal. Non-metal plus 1 is the charge. Metal category especially, hydride category, minus 1 is the charge. Oxygen, usually the charge of oxygen is minus 2. But when the oxygen is found in the peroxide category, the charge will be minus 1. Example of hydrogen peroxide I have taken. So when you substitute the value here, you shouldn't substitute minus 2. You have to substitute to be minus 1. Fluorine, the charge is -1 always. I told you elemental state 0 is the charge here, and when we write it, combine it with the other element, halogens have got a -1. When it combines with the oxygen, the charge happens to be a positive, but fluorine always exhibits -1 only to be the charge here. Why the differences between them? You will learn as we proceed lesson by lesson, different concepts here. I do not want to confuse you with everything at the same time. Only remember the clues to work out the sums based on oxidation number. The next one, charge of monoatomic ion is equals to ion charge. Now what's the meaning of monoatomic ion? If the particular ion is made up of only one type of element, for example, ion, when you say, you know that it should have a positive charge or a negative charge. Now Cu plus 2 is the positive ion. Now Cu plus 2 is made up of only one type of element, copper. Al3 plus, when you say, it has got a charge of +3, it's a positive ion made up of only aluminium ion. So this is the meaning of monoatomic ion. Look at the example of Br minus, that's a bromide ion. The charge is equals to -1 here. So here again it's made up of only bromide ion here. That's the meaning of monoatomic ion. Their charge is equals to ion charge. If the -1 is the charge, overall charge is also -1. Cu plus 2, the charge will be +2. Al3 plus, the charge will be +3. Now they are also called as a simple ion. Simple ion or a monoatomic ion, they are same meaning. They are made up of only one type of element. Let's look at the OH minus ion. Now hydroxyl ion, it's a negative ion, you understand. But if you look at it, oxygen is a one type of element. Hydrogen is another type of element. So two different elements are combining. So it's not an simple ion. When it comes to Br minus, Cu plus 2, Al3 plus, they are called as a simple ion. So this rule is applicable only for a simple ion, not for the mixed category of ion. The next rule, sum of oxidation number for a neutral compound is equals to 0. Easy way to remember, H2SO4. If they do not give you any overall charge on top, above, it stands for the neutral compound. We will see what's the meaning of it when we work out the numericals. The last rule, sum of oxidation number for a polyatomic ion. You will be able to distinguish between it. Here they have not written any charge. Here CrO7 2 minus, the charge is written to be 2 minus here. So in this case, the overall charge is equals to ion charge there. So neutral compound charge is 0. Polyatomic ion, whatever charge is written, that charge is equals to oxidation number. Now let's directly work with the numericals on it. As I told you earlier, very easy concept. This particular concept or a principle you will be utilizing under coordination chemistry, and a different theories are based on it. So please learn it thoroughly. I have taken an example of Na2CO3. Now as I told you, Na belongs to group 1A. So the charge of group 1A elements are, we have seen it, that's always +1 is the charge there. So you needn't calculate for it. Now oxygen we have calculated to be the -2 always. So only in a peroxide category charge is -1. Otherwise it's a -2 charge here. So oxygen also we needn't calculate. Now carbon we have to calculate. I'm sorry. So I have underlined it here. How many atoms of sodium you've got here? 2. So 2 into charge of one sodium atom is +1. So 2 into +1 plus what I do not know, I'm taking it in terms of x plus 3 into how many oxygen atoms are there? 3 oxygen atoms are there. The charge of one oxygen atom is -2. Equal to 0. Why am I writing equal to 0? It stands for the neutral compound with no charge written above it. Hence I am writing 0. Simple mathematical calculations. 2 plus x, 3 to some -6 is equals to 0. You change the side, x is equals to +4. So charge of carbon is, either you can write it as a +4 or simply 4. You understand it. Look at the next example of hydrogen peroxide. Now the charge of oxygen we are going to calculate, as you know. Now only metal hydride, hydrogen has got a negative charge, otherwise it has got a positive 1 charge. So 2 into 2 atoms of hydrogen, charge is 1, plus 2 into oxygen charge we do not know, x is equals to 0. Why am I writing 0? No charge is given here. When you open up the bracket, 2 plus 2x is equals to 0, 2x is equals to minus 2, change the side, x is equals to minus 2 by 2, you get a charge of oxygen to be minus 1. Look at the next example of H2P2O7 2 minus charge here. Now the previous two cases it was a neutral compound, so you wrote equals to 0. How will you remember? No charge will be given on top. In this case, charge is given. It's a type of polyatomic ion. If you remember, the oxidation number is equals to ion charge there. So just write down, you know the charge of hydrogen to be 1 plus 1. Charge of oxygen to be minus 2 there. So just substitute 2 into plus 1 plus, we are going to calculate it. So 2 into phosphorus, we take it in terms of x there, plus 7 into charge of oxygen is minus 2 is equals to this minus 2 as it is. When you work out, finally you arrive x is equals to 10 by 2, which gives you the dividing charge of phosphorus is equals to plus 5 as we got here.